Lie down, please. Thank you.
So we'll have everybody stand up for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Chuck, can I take just a second?
You may.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to make sure everybody gets signed in on the sign-in sheets. There's 3 of them there. If they're full, please, I guess, right on the back, too. Okay.
Okay, moving on to consent agendas. All matters listed within the consent agenda have been distributed to each member of the Troy City Council and will be approved in one motion. We got payments of claims for July 15th, 2024. We got minutes of June 3rd, 2024, city work meetings. Minutes of June 4th, 2024, budget work meeting. Minutes of June 17th, 2024, regular city council meeting. I'll ask for a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
You guys are so fast. TJ, you got that? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Jamie seconds. All in favor?
The enthusiasm. Sorry.
All in favor? Unanimous. You're supposed to be up here for that one.
Sorry. It's my first one, sorry.
Okay, moving on to new business license. Divine Hair, owner is Devin?
Devin.
Okay, Cummings. Located here in Troy. You want to tell us about yourself? Well, tell the council that's what you're here for.
What exactly are you asking?
What you're doing for a business.
Oh,
We got information here.
Yeah, okay.
Meet and greet.
I'm going to be booth renting at Glitz and Glam, and I'm just going to be doing hair mainly.
Okay.
Great.
Well, we can use another musician. I need one.
Anybody have anything for them? No. Okay, I'll ask for a motion to accept the new business license of Divine Hair.
I'll make a motion.
Scott makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
TJ seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. I'm like this, Tony. You don't have to stick around if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't want anything. Anybody want Rochambeau for 3 seats? 3 seats open. They're afraid of me. I think so.
Marilyn makes it.
I have no choice, of course.
Okay, moving on to new business license Trojan Lane, owner are Donald and Christina Crisana Dennison. So you want to come up and tell us what you got plans for the Trojan Lanes?
As of right now, just learning the business. You're not going to see any big radical changes in the next few months. It's going to be, might see some interior redecoration kind of stuff, but no big menu changes off the bat. Bowling staying the same. Business as usual.
Okay. Thank you, Donald. Okay, I'll ask for a motion to accept Trojan Lane's new owners.
Make a motion.
Okay, Jamie makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Sean seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you, Donald. Okay. So we have Michael Waters. Yes. You called him, right?
I called and emailed as well. So.
Okay. I guess we'll just have to, want to table that one again. I'll ask for a motion to table variance request Michael Waters for 127 East Spokane. Jamie makes a motion. Do I have a second? TJ seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, moving on to variance request from David French, variance request for noise.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I guess this coming up weekend, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're having a bands down here at the Roosevelt Park, and they want to shut down at 9:30 and open up the VFW, the two buildings, and bring it inside so the noise isn't as loud. You really can barely hear it in the buildings itself, but they want to continue that till 2. And then we'll bring that inside so it's, to keep, I guess, the people in town. I don't know. It seems like a real new thing to us because we've never done that. And we've never had them here in the park or doing anything like that. So it's just split from there to up here. And that's so they don't have the noise in the park.
And it's a new one for the park.
We'll see how that works.
It'll be in both buildings?
Yeah, both buildings, the hall and the other, because they want to have 2 bands. They were hoping for the home bar, but we know that's not opening. So they asked if we had another building, and we did. So.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to accept the variance request from David French for the noise.
I'll make a motion.
Scott makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Shauna seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, you're good.
Good luck this week.
I really gotta tell you, I'm a little nervous on it because one of them's a punk band.
We've met the people that are charged. They're really cool people.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're all really good.
Okay, well, yeah, because the one guy I've been dealing with, he seems really nice.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know the bands. They're not like local where we know them all.
They're not their classic rock.
So they're taking the music away from the park host.
Yeah.
Only after they're done.
Only after.
Well, then you can go to the VFW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a home monitor.
Oh, I like it.
Okay, moving on to a variance request from Chuck Ekstead. Variance request is for my camper. I have Josh Hammerling living in my camper. He's been there about a month and a half now. I'm a little bit overdue asking for this, but I have plans on him living there for as long as he needs to right now, or until my variance is made. So I'm asking for a motion to accept the variance request tonight.
Actually, I think you gotta excuse yourself and.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
that's right.
So this would be for how long?
What's that?
How long? Just what is it?
I'm asking
3
for
months?
the first variance, yeah.
That's 3 months?
6.
6 months? Okay.
I thought we could have up to 6, I thought it was 3 at a time, so that's...
I think the first one was
It's
6.
6, and it's-
Okay, that's even better.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve Chuck's variance request.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You're back in the game.
Okay, moving on to, let's get to that one page. Variance request form, standard forms for cluster to complete. We had some blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Did you get
And the
that?
one we had you fill out.
Oh, God, I have no idea how to fill that out.
You're okay. No, it was on our part.
Oh.
How our form
So,
was.
did we end up getting another one put together?
No,
At all?
well, we need to know what you want. Do you want a separate form for each and every type of variance? Do you want one with a checkbox? What are you guys looking for in this variance form?
That's a good idea. I have a
Checkbox would be
checkbox.
fine, yeah, just, that'd
Any
be great.
specific wording you're looking for?
No, just,
I think maybe
Blah, blah,
that's
blah looks
okay.
good. Gotta have a variance.
go ahead, Dean.
I think just mainly application date and expiration date, and
Okay.
whether it's like for camper use, it's whether it's the first variance or the second variance.
And we'll probably have to add to it over the time to different variances. I guess you could leave a line in there blank, so if there's some other variants
Like
that come up.
miscellaneous.
Yeah,
Yes,
miscellaneous.
like an other and then fill in what it is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
That would cover us.
So does that need voted on?
I don't think so.
I didn't say, that's just, until it's done, I don't think we need to vote on that one.
I don't think so.
Okay. So we'll move on. Lake Creek Sediment Project, in case nobody's understanding what this is. Clay?
So, Northern Lights is dredging at the dam because it's way overdue and the sediment has just come down off of Lake Creek for years and it's been building up. They've just sunk over $2 million in rebuilding the machine and they really don't want to put sediment in that brand new machine. So they're sinking another $1 million to just dredge it and they need a spot to put it. Talking with their design team, Wet, Ward, and Northern Lights. We've got a spot up at the gravel pit that's never been disturbed or anything like that, so it's a perfect spot to put it. They've already looked at it. They said it's great. According to all the samples they've done and stuff, I mean, it's the perfect application for it. And even we're talking to DEQ, they kind of said they'd like to see us have some dirt in case we have to do any reclamation or anything. So, we're helping them out, they help us out. I mean, so it kind of goes back and forth. It's a good thing for both of us. We get some dirt. It doesn't cost us a lot of money, and it's pretty much free of any big rocks or anything like that, which, as we know, is pretty rare. So around here, unless you're in certain parts of town or on Iron Creek. So, but yeah, they're ready to pull the trigger. They want to get this done as soon as possible. They've got night construction on standby, so they're just looking for you guys. If you say yes to this, then they can go forward. They can get that dirt out of there, and they can get their hydros back online because they've been offline almost a year now. So they've lost a lot of money in trying to rebuild this and do all this. So they're itching to get everything back online.
Thank you. Okay, I'll ask for a motion to accept Lake Creek Sediment Project.
One thing we probably need to look at is our split plan for up there. Our split plan, stormwater plan that we had done, because that's going to be a significant change to that. So whether we have to amend that or put measures in for stockpile of dirt.
So they're putting measures in order to contain it all, so where no water goes out through anywhere.
Right, but it's on our SWIP.
So
We maintain the SWIP for that. So we're the owner of it.
okay.
So if they're putting measures in, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're putting measures to contain it all because they have to contain it, they have to turn it, they have to dry it, and so they're doing everything they can. And they've got all the approvals through the environmental and everything like that, so this is honestly the last step for them. They just want the blessing, so.
Okay. Guess we'll have to check on that one there.
Well, we can approve it, it's just we need to
Just
double
need
check
to
our SWIP.
amend.
We may need to amend it, or I'm not sure exactly.
If you approve it right now, it's done deal, and if something's wrong on it.
It's an amendment to the SWIP. We don't have to.
Not
do
to the
SWIP
project,
before-
it's
not-
just to
it's
the
nothing against the
paperwork.
project.
No, remember we had to do that stormwater prevention
Yeah, I remember
for
we
the
did that for-
DEQ.
On the
It's
asbestos
just-
and everything that was going on.
Yeah, it's just amending that plan.
Okay.
So, which is an administrative activity on our part, because we own it.
Yeah, you own it.
Yeah, we're the owner of it, yeah.
Oh, I see. You're saying the plan we have in place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Admin that, not amend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah, I took it wrong the first time you said it too.
No, that's all right.
So we're gonna have to wait, but yeah, okay. So, okay, I'll ask for a motion to accept the Lake Creek Sediment Project, and we will check on SWIP.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
you can't do that yet. Okay, I'll ask for a motion to
I'll
accept
make a
the
motion.
sediment. Okay,
Second.
I'll ask for a second.
Second.
Okay, now, all in favor? Unanimous, okay. Remember the steps. Did they?
No.
Okay. Did you guys want to go back a little bit?
Here.
Mike Waters is here.
We'll jump back up there.
You guys still good with that? Okay. We'll go back. Okay, we're going to go back to the variance request for Michael Waters, variance request for 127 East Spokane. I know you guys have been in here before.
Yeah, he's been on a hearing, so.
So this is a request for your camp to stay in the camper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know it's a firm place. There's been 2 that we've called on, never got a call back. So we're still trying to find another place.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll ask for a variance request for Michael Waters at 127 East Spokane.
Make a motion.
Jamie makes motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor? Unanimous.
6 months.
I hope they work out for you, buddy.
Check the Troy Trailer Park. There was a sign up that they had space rentals. I think they're going to start letting people back in. I think it said like $350 a month for space rental there.
Down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
lawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Yeah.
That's a little different than what he was talking about.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it's definitely needed.
Okay, we're moving on to Mayor's recommendation of the Chief of Police position. On the work meeting, my recommendation was Travis Miller, and that's still my recommendation, is Travis Miller for Chief of Police. So I'm asking for a motion to accept Travis Miller as the Chief of Police.
I'll do it.
Can we do it?
We're not allowed.
Could be on council. Okay, I have no motion for the recommendations for the Chief of Police position for Travis. Do we have any other thoughts, you guys?
I think we need to open up, and we have a lot of very qualified applicants. I think we need to check and pick the most qualified, not just...
I don't think Travis is not the right
No,
fit at
not
the
at all.
time. I have nothing against you. I think you do a great job. In my opinion, I think we have a bunch of good qualified candidates. I think we actually need to talk to a couple of them. They may tell us to go take a leap off a bridge. I don't know that. We don't know that. But if they do, I think you're very qualified, Travis. I really do. But I think we need some outside influence in our town. I've lived here a long time. All of us have.
Why haven't we do it already?
What's that?
Why haven't we do it already?
Why haven't we done it already?
Before today.
We can,
Well, today's the day. I don't know why we haven't done it before. You know, we ran these interviews, or we haven't ran any interviews, we posted it. Okay? We do have some job applications out there. We have some decent, qualified people. They may not want to come here. I'm not saying they do, I'm not saying they don't. But I think, in my opinion, I love you to death, buddy. I love you as a person. I think you do a great job. But I think we might need a little bit of outside influence in our town. It's hard to be a leader of our town and be mean to other people that we're friends with our whole lives. It's tough. I know you do a good job. I'm telling you, I really do. But it's tough. We've gone through this for, how many years has this been going on in our community? A bunch. Has it not?
Of what going on?
A lot of things not getting taken care of, I guess. Let's just be honest about it. You know,
Such as?
there's a bunch of different things. We all know there's things that, and I've just read some good things that you've been stepping up to the plate in the last couple of weeks since you've been in charge. You know, and I don't want no hard feelings between any of us. That's just one guy's opinion right here.
Just kind of curious, I mean,
Yeah,
the police department's a team where
they
together
are.
everyone achieves more. And if you're part of a team and you want that team to hold together, you reach outside of that team instead of promote from within. That doesn't even make sense to me. That doesn't even make sense to me. How do you keep the team excited when they know they're going to get their throat cut at the end and it's all going to be a political decision instead of the person that's been there, putting their time, effort, and blood where it counts?
and you said he did a good job right anyways. He does do a good
Well,
job, I
then
agree,
give
but
it
I
to
think
him.
we need some outside
Let's give it
influence.
to him.
Let's do one at a time, please. So we can hear.
How come you want somebody from out of town?
Well, I'm not saying out of town, I said outside
Well, you
influences.
did.
I don't know,
Yeah, that
I don't know
means
whether,
out of
I mean, oh geez.
That means out of town.
All these people are here to...
Oh,
We're here to support
understand.
Travis.
So I don't think Scott is saying that we've made any decisions.
No, we have not.
Because we
No
haven't
decisions
interviewed
at all.
anybody.
No, we haven't talked to
But
nobody, nothing.
And I agree with Scott. Travis, you've always been professional and respectful. I have nothing bad to say, but you've been very professional. We need to be professional too. And part of that is our responsibility to have a broader applicant pool and do interviews so we can make sure we're getting the best applicant.
Sure, do you mind if I say something real quick? So I guess what I don't understand is that most places you promote from within first. So I have the experience, I have the training. I've been manager before. I was a captain at the sheriff's department. I have the experience to do it. Most places promote from within. If you don't get a qualified person from within, then you go to the outside. We have 2 qualified guys here, and I don't understand why we're jumping straight to the outside influence instead of giving one of us a shot here and say, hey, see what you can do. If you don't measure up, we go to the outside. That's any place I've ever worked has been like that. So I don't see that it's unprofessional to try to promote from within when you have a qualified person to do it.
I'm going to declare BS on this because anybody should be upset with traffic getting the recommendation. It should have been me. I've been here 11 years. I've been the Sergeant 8 going on 9. Am I? No. He is fully capable, just as I have to do this job, him in more ways than me. Yes, Chuck, you're right. Okay? I have been here 11 years. I have seen Bob, I've seen 3 chief of polices. The only competent one I ever worked under was Katie.
Just because I'm in the room.
What we are doing is we are going to lose this young man right here. A young officer that wants to be in Troy, that wants to police here, because we're going to lose him to the full-time position.
His position dangles by a cramp, and he's been with us for 8.5 years. 4.5 as a dispatcher in reserve, and 4 as a full-time officer under the COPS grant.
So at what point do we not give us respect for our loyalty? I have turned down half a dozen job offers over the years to leave this department and go make $5, $6, $7 more an hour. And have I? No, because this is my city. I'm an adopted son and I love it. He's a native son. He has done more than anybody else can see behind the scenes. Never seen him go outside. Alan Dye appointed.
He's fair.
Katie Davis appointed. We have a qualified candidate right here. You have the support of me and him, and obviously the town, and I would care to wager if we would have, we probably could have done enough people to have to use the auditorium at the high school.
Yeah.
Okay? We could have filled the auditorium with the people that want one of us in. I don't necessarily want the job, to be honest with you. Would I do it? Yes. He wants it, he can do it. This department needs to move forward. And in all honesty, things that haven't got done, we have asked for things over the years from the council. Ms. Shoup, Mr. Hoffman, you guys excluded from that we have been denied. Mostly under Mr. Carr, former Mayor Carr, for public intoxication ordinance to include alcohol and drugs being under the influence. We were denied that. We were denied several things that would help us with the drug problem. It's almost impossible for one guy per shift to tackle a complete drug problem. And not to mention when we make arrests, they just catch and release them. We do what we can do. You know how many hours I've averaged over the past week and a half, 2 weeks? 14, the same, because we're now a 3-man department. People don't realize the blood, sweat, and tears. It's just not traffic stop and tickets we do. The 2 critical missing persons that wanted to kill themselves that I had, he's had them. The woman I tried to save her life down at the KOA campground. There is more to our job than writing tickets.
And that's why I put on there our calls for service and our agency assist and everything, because it's more than just tickets. There's a lot more that goes into our job than just writing tickets. And now since I wrote that, we're probably in the 70s right now for calls for service and 5 agency assist.
And in the past 2 days, I cut 13 tickets.
And Michael's got
5 or 6. So I have very much respect for everybody on this council, but what I'm going to tell you is right now, bringing in somebody from the outside, you are taking a chance of losing, going through what Libby PD just went through. We will lose him. How often, and last hiring pool we had, he was the most qualified candidate. He has shown nothing but loyalty to this city. I have shown nothing but loyalty to this city. And he has shown nothing but loyalty to this city. And all we're asking for is for him to get a shot at chief of police. If it doesn't work, he's on a probation, get rid of him. Then go to the outside. But at least give him a shot for us to do it. Listen to your police department. Listen to, we are the backbone, not putting us up and boasting us. Yes, we have drug problems, we have this and that. We're a small department, we do our best. Take us out of the equation and watch what happens. Anybody ever seen the movie The Purge? We are the only thing that keep the meth heads at bay.
No-brainer.
And we have plans if everything goes accordingly. Where we can go, we want to switch to a 312 schedule where we can go to 24-hour coverage in the city and not have any more call-out or standby time. Council, it's in your court, but obviously your people in your police department want Travis Miller as the chief of police. As much as I've given to this town, not just as a police officer, but as a coach, as a volunteer, I have risked my life. I risk my life every day. We risk our lives every day. We put on Kevlar and a gun. And we go and clean up the things that nobody else wants to clean up.
That's right.
Show us some respect. Thank us for our loyalty. And at least give this man a shot with me and him and whoever we bring in as the fourth officer with our grant to, if we get the grant, to make this work. Does it work? Fire all of us. I'll go down with this man. I'll walk into the gates of hell with him. He doesn't succeed. I don't succeed. Get rid of me too. I'll go get a job in another department.
So I think it's important to add a little bit to this. So right now, the city council did not say Travis is not going to be the chief of police. The city council wants to go out and do interviews, and Travis will be part of that interview process. That's what just happened. We did not just vote Travis and say, no, he is not going to be the chief of police. I think that's important to say, is we just want to go out and do interviews.
But why?
Yeah. Why not support the people who've supported you?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Seems to me the people in this town want Travis.
That's right.
And you work for the people.
No.
You should be doing what the people want.
We do, and I've had people talk to me about doing interviews outside.
So have I.
Guarantee you it doesn't outweigh the people that want Travis. Guarantee you it doesn't outweigh it. This is, I'm sorry, all due respect, this is political. It's a political move.
It's not, Henry. I will say my reasons. My reasons alone why I did not, Travis. You don't have a good working relationship with the sheriffs and the sheriff department.
Actually, I do.
But you don't.
I do.
You have voiced to me your lack of respect for our sheriff, and I've witnessed issues, but I'm not the police chief.
But okay, but so here's...
Travis, just let me finish.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
As someone who wants to be the chief of police, if you can't have a good working relationship with the sheriff's department that is our backup and does a lot for the city and vice versa, that's a problem.
Okay, so I do have a good working relationship with the sheriff's department. Brent Faulkner's the one who promoted me to lieutenant. Brent Faulkner's the one who promoted me to captain. I had a 2-hour conversation with Brent Faulkner when we were going through the dispatch ordeal. I was in there helping him one night when he was working on the radio stuff. I was even going to go buy some stuff with my own money, and he said, no, here, take the sheriff's department credit card. I was just over there talking with Darren Short the other day when he's putting our decals on. We had a good conversation. My wife has a good relationship with his wife and everything. I've worked with a lot of those guys for a long time. Sergeant Derryberry comes over here. We're really tight. Now I just batted him up on a call just not too long ago. Some crazy dude and stuff over there. I just reached out to John Hyslop. I'm working on our IVRs and stuff like that on our computer. We just had this conversation. I get along with those guys just fine. Just because once in a while you have a disagreement and stuff, you're going to have those with anybody within your own department, within other departments. You're going to have disagreements. But at the end of the day, they know I would take a bullet for them, and they do the same for me.
This man is nothing but a consummate professional. He might disagree with people. Me and him are like brothers. We have disagreed, we have butted heads 1 minute, and then we're fine the next. He is a professional. He has been a law enforcement professional for, 19 years? 24 years. He would be nothing but professional with the Sheriff's Department. And don't forget, I can bridge that gap. I have an outstanding relationship from Darren Short down to every single deputy.
We campaigned for Darren Short, for crying out loud. We were helping them get elected.
I respect that, but I don't agree with it. I don't. I mean,
Why can't you go from within, and then if it don't work, then go look for somebody else? That's wrong.
Your Honor,
You're loyal to those that have been loyal to you.
18-month probationary period, correct, sir?
That's what I mentioned.
Okay. If it doesn't work out, what we understood from our meeting is Travis would just regain his position in the police department, and we would go higher within. I don't understand why we have to go out and why we just don't give him this shot to do this.
That's not my choice.
But I know, well, mayors past have made the decision, and just, Katie was put in place by Caldwell, I believe.
But it's on.
Okay. Guys, all we're asking for is a shot. It's an 18-month probation. If it doesn't work, then
12 months and 18 months.
12 to 18 month probation.
18 month is the
I don't
longest
see how it
probationary
doesn't
period
work.
can go on.
Because we will cohesively work with the team. You know our plans for the drug problem. We had a talk together. I won't put that out publicly because it's mission-sensitive information. But give the man a shot. If it doesn't work, then go to your hiring pool. But give him a shot. Let him run this police department. Let him run it. Let us help him. I guarantee you he will succeed. I'm not going to let him fail, and this young man's not going to let him fail, and whoever we bring in as a fourth won't let him fail, and she will still be around to help and not let him fail. Guys, your budget wants it, more too.
We might take a couple vacations.
But that's
This isn't allowing us.
Publicly elected officials, listen to your people. You're trying to do what's best for the city. What's best for the city is to give this man a shot. That's what's best for this city. If it doesn't work, catch and release. I mean, it's that simple, guys.
Like I can say, policing's in your blood. Your father, you, your son, definitely have it. So.
Yeah, my grandfather, my dad, now Michael. Yeah.
How's it affecting the police department now not having a chief in place?
Yeah.
It's
The mayor is the acting chief.
It's controlled. I wouldn't say controlled chaos. We kind of don't have a true leader right now. We go directly to Chuck. Chuck can't make law enforcement decisions. We're making those. The two of us together, the best of our capability, will bounce things off our city attorney when we need to. But when push comes to shove, in the long run, I have been a cop since 2007. 24 years. We have a vast amount of law enforcement experience. Me between two states, Travis between two agencies. This man will attest that we are nothing but professionals, where we work side by side with him under collective calm chaos many, many times. Many times. This man can do it. I will be right alongside him like I have been to the other chiefs. I'm not going to let him fail. He's not going to fail. He will successfully get to the probation and we will move on. But bringing in someone from the outside, it's just, I have seen it, I have lived it. It just breeds and creates turmoil within. And just look at Libby Police Department.
Yeah.
They are still not fully recovered from bringing in somebody that absolutely devastated the ranks of that police department. One of my best friends, who was a dedicated law enforcement officer, walked away from law enforcement for a brief time because that leadership they brought in, that was shining and new and from the outside and different. And it almost broke that city's police department.
On a contingent.
Sounds like time is of the essence for this department to get a chief in sooner than later.
He gets put in tonight, we hit the ground running tomorrow. It's a turnkey situation. We keep in place the great things that she has set up, and then we make changes to things that need changing and need tweaked. We pick up, we move forward.
And Michael gets job security.
Absolutely, and we keep a young, devoted officer who not only is an officer in this city, but volunteers his time, coaches, and is a native son.
Integrity and loyalty should count for something.
As far
Just be worth something
as
to y'all.
dynamics change with positions, years of
You know,
relationships.
I came from a town in Oklahoma where literally the police, there's a town of 50,000, big police force. The law enforcement came down from the top, and they were literally revenue generators. They would nail you, they'd make a U-turn on a 4-lane highway and chase you down for a $20 seatbelt ticket. Okay? The vast majority of them were total, complete jerks, because that was what they brought in to be the chief of police. That spread down to all the little jerks that were officers. I've known Travis for almost 5 years. He's a good guy. He ain't going to make the changes that we might take a chance on by getting somebody from out of state or some other precinct that comes down here and says, look, your quota, unofficial quota is 10 tickets a day. Start writing them. You know, start harassing everybody. Oh, this guy has trash in his yard. You know, it's a nice place to live now. Yeah, there's some drug problems. Well, they're going to address that. But you don't know what kind of a chance you're taking by getting new leadership in here that we might regret within 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be. You just don't know what you're going to get. I know what we're going to get right now with this guy. You know, it's a pretty good force. I like the force. I think they do a good job. But you just don't know what you're going to get.
Folks, we're undermanned, we're understaffed. Believe it or not, for our size, 5 would be optimal. Financially, we know it's not going to happen. We can make 4 happen, and it is better. But we are an undermanned department for. People don't realize the calls for service, the agency assists, the things we do. There's a lot more to what we do. We don't need to tweak, bring somebody in new. I mean, I came in. Nobody in this room understands law enforcement except 4 people. I police Ontario, California different than I learned to police Troy, Montana. If we get somebody else in here and they want to bring their philosophies in, because that's what's going to happen, they are going to change everything. And Troy will be policed the way they want to police Troy, and we will have no choice to do it. And I won't stay and police for somebody that wants me to turn into a Gestapo. I won't do it. And that's what's going to happen. You're more than likely you'll get somebody in that wants to be heavy-handed. This man is far from heavy-handed.
And there's areas that need to be. In a town like this, you have to learn to finesse on things a little bit. There's things that need to be come down on harder, for sure. Especially when it comes to the drug stuff in our town. And there's things that you learn to navigate a little softer. You know, it just depends on the situation. You get somebody from someplace else. You don't know how they are. They can be hard on everything. I mean, they can be. We had a chief here. I won't mention names. I mean, within the first year here, he already had TROs against him and everything because he was hitting on women at the gas station and everything. And he's the chief of police for crying out loud. I don't know how he made it here as long as he did.
When I started in this police department, it had the worst name in Lincoln County. It had the worst name in Lincoln County. It was the laughingstock of law enforcement. Bob McLeod was a good chief until he just had some things in life happen that derailed him, which unfortunately happens to us. Myself and Chris Pate did everything in our power to change the perception of law enforcement, especially in the eyes of our counterparts in Libby. We did so. Then Katie came in, did so. Then we brought Travis in, did so. Michael, did so. Guys, I will tell you right now, the drug epidemic, we do our best and we do what we can do. It is a wound, and all we can do is put quick clot on it.
But we're not done with that.
Because we're not done with that.
even close.
Because in all honesty, at the end of the day, it's catch and release. We catch them, we send them to the courts, they do this, and they put them right back out. Okay? You don't think that frustrates us? Absolutely it does. Okay? We put all this time into a case, and then the court says, oh, go to rehab for the 77th time.
Yeah.
So we are up against it just like you guys, okay? But I'm telling you right now, the best thing for this police department is for this man to take over. And that should speak volumes coming from me, because you would think I would be trying to undercut him and overstep him and take the job. But I'm not. Please give the people and your officers what they want and appoint Travis, and if it doesn't work, then we can go to your hiring pool.
Yeah, I've been a resident of Troy for over 50 years, and I've experienced chief of police that come into town and they come and they go through many of them. And I truly believe that you have to have a good relationship with the officer, with the community. And I believe Travis has that relationship with the community that makes things work better. You know, people aren't afraid to go and talk to somebody. I don't really know Roy real well, and but I have experienced communication with him because of situations that arise. And that gentleman made me feel comfortable in knowing that he had my back, you know. And I know some of the past chief of police where I went to go talk to him and it was like, you know, okay, see you later, you know, and that isn't what I want. I don't feel that we need somebody from outside because you don't know what you're going to get. And we have had people from outside, and some of them weren't very good. I know who you're talking about, and I think it's very outside.
Can I just ask, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I just ask, is there anybody in this room who is not for Travis getting this position? Is there anybody for Council?
There's not a single councilman that says we were not for that.
So I think you guys are saying, to be fair, you're not saying you're against. But I saw the part-time resident. I got to say, in my world, I would walk into this room and the police, everybody in this council meeting would be against the chief of police. They would show up because they were against. It's astounding to me that this room is full of people who came here tonight because they're in support of something. It's, you guys, start over again. Listen to this group. To somebody who's only a part-time, I've been coming here for 30 years. But this is shocking to me that all these people are here to say this. Have you five ever been in here and seen an event like this before where there was this much positive support for anybody or anything? Probably not.
You should be able to figure out in less than a year or a year and a half, if you put him on a probationary thing, even if it's just 6 months, he knows his job, and you don't know whether he can do it or not within 6 months. I would bet.
Okay, I'm going to ask another question on this mayor's recommendation, this chief of police position. I'm going to ask to table this so we can have more discussion on this with the council. It's a way to keep it.
You mean put it under the table?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
If you look at it, if there's no advancement in the department, why should he be here?
Exactly.
I mean, think about it. They came for a career opportunity. If you're not going to advance them, it's just a dead-end job. That's it. I mean, it ain't right.
But that's not what we're saying. We haven't interviewed him. We haven't interviewed Travis or anybody for the job.
So with all due respect, anybody, I would like to see if anybody, unless anybody was a former chief or something like that, which honestly, let's look at, we also got to look at, for the amount of money we're paying, what kind of person are we really going to get in here? It's different to come from the outside for pay like that than for people that love it and want to be here to stay and take the pay. Because honestly, we don't make the best money in the world. Okay? This man was a lieutenant. This man was a captain. This man was a sergeant. Does anybody in this room not understand rank? He has the experience. He ran the Lincoln County Detention Center. Understaffed Lincoln County Detention Center. I don't understand how he is not capable, with all due respect, Your Honor. I don't think we should table it. I think we need to vote him in tonight. I mean, we need it as a police department. We need to know what we're doing. I don't sleep. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. We don't know what our future holds. We need to know. We need to bring our peace to ourselves so we can do our jobs. Because when we are distracted, it's dangerous for everybody. A mistake that we make at work, somebody dies or we die. So we need an answer with all due respect. And like I said, looking at the applicants, captain, lieutenant, and sergeant. He ran a detention center, a jail. He reported directly to the state. He reported to the sheriff, the undersheriff. This man has the leadership skills. He can do this. You have 2 people willing to follow him. I would follow this man into the gates of hell in a gunfight. Let's just vote him in tonight. This is what your department wants. This is what the people want. Give him a shot.
I'll ask for the people one more time. Mayor's recommendation of chief of police position is Travis Miller. Do I have any council member that wants to make a motion to accept that?
Come on.
Who's being paid here?
There ain't nobody up here paid.
Nobody's paid.
Nobody's paid up here at all.
You say you get interviewing, but don't actually do that.
I mean, what kind of question you gotta ask him that you don't already know?
I really don't know Travis very well. I mean, only from interactions during the meetings. So I would like to
you're the one
have
that
those
wants to hear these other guys
kind
know.
of questions, you know.
Did you get a copy of?
I did,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
We're really going to consider hiring from without.
Just think, you guys should think of what it'd be like if you were the one trying to work your way up in the job. You're trying to attract somebody to Troy, Montana, but you can't be loyal to the people that serve you? Come on.
So, I mean, I've lived in this town my whole life. I've worked with everybody in this town. I talk to a lot of people. One thing that really bothers me is the whole everybody from other places are worthless. Some of the coolest people I know in this town aren't from here. Raise your hand. Anybody not from here? Some of the coolest people I know aren't from here.
I am from here.
The whole top thing aside, that attitude really bothers me. So take a look in the mirror a little bit. 2, I have people that hate my guts just because I work for the city. I have somebody that I go to church with scream in my face because I filled in their driveway.
It was me.
But the very next Sunday, I was sitting there loving them, just like always. I would do anything for them. Okay, so I kind of feel like the whole, you're not from here, you're work. All you people that raise your hand, leave them.
We've had a policeman here for 15 years, and boy, I don't want to repeat of that. No, we don't. That's what I don't want. You guys could guarantee you'll get somebody that is not.
Well, we're not saying we don't want him either.
No, I know you're not.
One person in this whole damn room, not one person been interviewed, not from outside to inside. I read his application, I read Henry's application, I read a bunch of applications. We have never formally sat down and talked to anybody, have we?
Why not?
Have we?
Why not?
Everything takes time, everything's got to go in order. We just can't say, okay, you're going to, no, yes it does. That's how democracy works, people. We just can't say we're going to just take you because we like you. And I like you, Travis, as a person, I love you, dude. You know, it's just, it's a tough situation.
Again, I run back to most places will usually promote from within if you have a qualified person before they go to the outside. So this feels personal.
But it's
So this feels personal. It feels like I'm feeling, hey, I'll be a professional. I'm not going to be a butthead or nothing. I'm just telling you how I feel. That this feels personal. Feels like there's somebody that maybe you guys want or something. Or just don't want to give me the shot to do it. And so it's sad because I've worked real hard and I've jumped. This got drug out for a month, and I stepped up to the plate, and so have these guys, everybody's been jumping in, doing schedules, and taking on extra responsibilities, and I've been working with the sheriff's department that you say I don't have a good relationship with. I've been working with them to build those bridges and everything, or keep those bridges maintained, and so. I don't understand why it's not like, okay, well, let's give you a shot then. But
we already feel as a department underappreciated by this city.
Yeah.
We already feel ostracized. We already feel like we're the redheaded stepchild.
No,
we get we not the citizens. We get the short end of the stick on a lot of things, and we still stay loyal. What we make is a lack in stock in the state of Montana. We are the second lowest paid police department in the state. Who's the first? Lydigo. How many job offers have you not taken and stayed? Same here and same with him. So, all you're doing now at this point is ostracizing your police department more. So.
And community.
Yeah.
All the people here.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to address your comment with his professionalism with the county, because I know there was a conversation that you and my husband and I were involved in, and it was when dispatch was being taken over by the county. And that is the only time that I know of where Travis was very passionate about keeping dispatch here. Here's the thing about my husband. He is Troy through and through.
Yeah.
The city will come first with him in every way. And he will fight for the city. And he has told me, and I know this because I live with him, you have to have a good working relationship with the county. It's a must.
Amen.
They do back us. They are on the same team. What was it that you told me?
same team, different uniforms.
Yep, same team, different uniforms. He knows that. And for that to come out if you want a chief, you want somebody who will fight for your city and for the people, that the city of Troy comes first. Now, with the whole dispatch situation, there was a lot of, you guys were part of some of the meetings, and there was a lot of details that not everybody knew. But he tried to fight for the dispatch, and that was when I know he was vocal against the county. Once the decision was made, he's been nothing but great with the county, and he's for the county. He just wants to make sure that the city of Troy comes first, and you want that in your chief. I know I'm a transplant, but I want that in my city, and that you're going to get that with him. And I know because he eats, sleeps, and dreams his position and working for you guys.
Mayor, I think you can veto the...
I can veto a vote.
We've got a lot of business owners here that represent the town we would promote from within if we had to hire. What's so different about you guys? What's so hard about that?
Yeah.
You can promote from within and change your mind later.
Sir, let this gentleman right here have a word. Please take her up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard what all these people have to say about this situation. Each one of you were elected to this position that you're hold to do the will of the people. Now, why is it so difficult for you now to make decisions if you know that most of these people are represent pretty much the whole community of Troy? So, why can't you make a decision now? Why not vote you? What the people want, no matter what your conscience tells you, what the people want. This is what we're trying to do all over this country right now. And it's so difficult. So it don't have to be.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Exactly.
That's democracy.
Yeah.
I heard you guys use it.
So, as one of the biggest targets in the whole town, in a gun store, I gotta tell you, there's no team I'd rather have behind us than these guys. And you're not gonna promote within, and you're gonna upset them, make them possibly leave if they don't like the person you bring in. And Michael Miller, his job is on the ropes because of your decision right here. The decision that you guys can make right now can give that man some job security right here, but you're about ready to upset the whole darn police department. You need to keep them happy. They take care of this town.
So Michael Miller's position has been dependent on an SRO grant through the school.
Right.
No, there's the COPS grant, and then there's the SRO grant. The school didn't get the SRO grant this year, but the COPS grant, we're still waiting on. Katie had done that grant.
So let's just make sure we all understand that, though, that Michael Miller's position as the 4th officer is dependent upon grants.
Okay.
You make him not be hired within.
You make him chief,
So-
and then he won't be.
So trying to explain the situation, right, so everybody knows what's going on here. And like we said, we did not say no to Travis being chief. We're going through the process of wanting to do interviews and do it that way.
That process is hurting the department.
That's
They
what
just said.
Yes. How are they supposed to do their job in the next 30 days? So you guys can't make a common sense decision today.
So all town stuff's gonna suffer from it.
Yeah.
You know, the school system has had problems recruiting teachers from out of state because they can't afford the living conditions here in Troy, okay? If you hire an outside police chief on whatever the fixed pay is, I don't know what the pay is, none of my business. It probably is, but I don't need to know. But whoever that person is going to have to buy a house, rent a house, find some kind of housing unless it's supplied by the department, you know, which I can't believe it would be. So I'm just saying, if they're the second lowest paid department in the state and you're recruiting from outside, they're going to want probably more money that you guys currently have it set up for. Just on the financial side, you know, there is, like I say, they're going to have to find a place to live, they're going to have to rent, they're going to have to buy, whatever. And it takes a lot of money nowadays in this town, to the point where a lot of times we can't recruit teachers because they can't find a place to live that they can afford and pay on their teacher salary. So you got to consider that also.
Well, it would be nice to know that we would have a police chief like Travis, where we could feel secure, knowing that he's going to do his job, he's fair to people, he's got the personality for it, he's more than qualified, and I know with my experiences with that one officer, I know how it made me feel, more like a victim when I was trying to get help from a police chief. With him, I know I can go to him, and I know I can go to him if I had to, and they have been wonderful. And you know what? There's more people in this town that don't speak up about these things that happen to women, and actually to men, and children. And with him, we know he's going to do something about it. And that's the type of person we want.
I think, you know, he's got a probation period of a year to 18 months, he said. And that would be enough to see a difference in, I think what we're all probably pretty upset about is the drug problem. And that criminal lower level thing that's going on. And he says he's committed to working at that. And we'll know. And so I don't see the harm in letting him take that on.
I mean, 18 months ain't that long.
And not only that, but you know, I find the drug problem in this area, about like I found it where I come from in the small towns, pretty disgusting. And it's a problem in small towns all across this country. But the thing that I had trouble with was There was a fentanyl meeting over at the high school last year, and there was only a handful of people showed up worried about it. They aren't getting any support outside the community. Now, I think this year it was a pretty good bunch of people showed up at the church up on the hill there. But so I guess what I'm saying is he's committed. He said he's committed to the drug problem. I believe him. I think he will, and we'll know. And we'll know. But the rest of us all have to do something too. The rest of us have to support fighting this drug problem in this community. And what that means is stepping up to the plate when we see it. We see people walking down the street hooting and hollering. We got to call attention to it because I've seen it a lot, and I'm sure everybody else has too. And so I think you got a guy that's going to do it, and we got a backup. We got a safety plan that he's going to show results in 12 to 18 months. So it seems like the quickest way to the chase is just to let him go. Let him hit it.
The whole police force is ready to hit the ground running tomorrow.
That's right.
Tomorrow, not next month.
And there's a probationary period. That's your interview.
How has anybody in the outside world earned enough respect as working in this police force to be even an opportunity for police chief? I don't understand how you can even consider anybody else but somebody from within your force. I don't get that at all. That's what we're upset about, right?
Yes.
Because when you work at a place and you put in years of hard sweat, tears, you get a chance to be promoted. He's got a chance. If you guys are like, no, we're going to look at somebody else that's never even worked in this town. Really?
And you talk about an interview. Okay, you should know more about Travis. How many years you been here, Travis? 7 years. You're trying to tell me you can interview somebody for 30 minutes or maybe have 2 interviews, spend an hour and a half with them, and you're saying, I tell you what, I know that guy over an hour than somebody who's actually worked here for 7 years, who worked down in Libby for what, another 17? I think you said you had 24. Okay, that is what you call an interview. Because guess what? I could blow a lot of smoke in a 1 hour interview and you don't know who you're hiring.
Okay, folks, I'm about the oldest man in the room. It's my turn to say something. I've known Travis since I've been here, since he's been here. I never met him. First time person said, I haven't met him yet. He said, you go through town in a reckless manner doing things you ain't supposed to be, you get a close-up view of him. We're close friends. But I know right now, I can tell you one thing. If I do the thing that's wrong and violate the law, he will write me up just as good as with anybody. And that's a fact. And he's that right, Travis. Yes, sir. Well, we're good friends. But when you violate the law, that's just the way it is. And I know that. And you do too.
They're good men. They're good officers.
Can I say something? We've been here 7 years, and I know all the police officers, and they're all great men. The one thing that hasn't been said, maybe it's not important, but they know where everything is.
Yeah.
If somebody calls, well, we have to call dispatch in Libby now, but when we called dispatch here, they knew where to dispatch them to. And they got there. We park host at the park. I don't even call dispatch anymore because by the time they ask me my name, my social security number, my address, who I am, where the address is, everything's done with. But it's just like, wasn't too long ago I saw Travis and I said, there's a problem down at the park. He was there like that. He knows, these guys have been raised and they know our area. You bring in a new police chief that doesn't know our area and they have to learn everything all over again, and that's going to be hard. And they're not going to have the respect that these guys have. That's all I have to say. I didn't know if it meant anything or not.
You guys said you have a lot of applications. Do you have people that are qualified that have been 17 to 24 years?
There's applicants in there that have a lot of experience in there.
My question is...
Have you interviewed any of them? Why not?
Why did they want to work?
I haven't said anyone take this. It was my recommendation to recommend somebody. And if that don't go, then we'll go to outside interviews. Not only
We're going to hold the meeting for a minute, folks, while Ms. Shute uses the restroom.
Well, you didn't have to tell her.
I've had to work with every single one of those guys being the park host, and they've come out. They're respectful. They're kind to the people, even though sometimes the people are really ornery. But they get things settled down, and we bring new people in, and we may lose part of our police department if we bring somebody new in that they don't get along with or don't know anything.
Definitely not worth the risk.
No.
Sure.
I definitely thank you, Chuck, for recommending Travis.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Look in the right direction.
So where did you go?
I have a bladder and a walnut. I cannot hold it any longer.
No, I just worry about, because I came from, actually where he came from, down south, just above Ontario. And when they had trouble with the police, they always went to small towns. When they get in trouble there, they didn't apply because that's where they could go in, they could get in, they have experience. So I'm more worried about somebody that's coming from another area because they're not wanted there. And because they're going to be taking a pay cut here. And to take a pay cut, if you have 15, 20 years experience, why are they moving up in here to take a pay cut? Unless it's somebody locally in the area that's retired or coming in. But I more think about somebody coming up, what kind of history have they had that they're coming in here to take a pay cut? Because down in Ontario, well, San Bernardino, they paid 60 grand to go through training, and then 80 grand, and that's back in 2002. 80 grand once you started, and after a couple of years, it was like 114, 150.
150 now.
Yeah.
That's starting out as on the street cost.
So if somebody is going to move up, why would they come down? I don't know what to make here, but I'm pretty sure it's not that. And so they want to come up. What?
No, sir, it is not.
And so I just look at it as who's going to come and take a huge pay cut? What is their reasons unless they came up here retired?
See, and that was the thing that I brought up one time too. Most people that come to Troy, they use Detroit Police Department as a stepping stone. And I know that I was talking to Kurt Kraft when he was a captain over at the Sheriff's Department, and he said, well, Troy's a good stepping stone. Well, a lot of people come here to do that. You know, hey, I could jump in, work for 5 years, be chief of police, add that to my resume, balance or whatever. But you got 3 guys here that want to retire from this department. This is the only place I've ever wanted to work. When I got the job at the Sheriff's Department, it was what was open at the time, and I wanted to get over here. I ended up working there 17 years, but Detroit's where I wanted to be. And Michael wants to retire from here. That was the thing that him and I talked about. Henry wants to retire from here. So no one's using Troy as a stepping stone. They're here because they want to be here.
It does not make sense to not.
I've seen 4 people come and go.
What year were you born, Travis?
74.
So you've been here almost 50 years.
Yep.
Coming up.
Oh, well, sorry, take that back. We moved to Troy when I was 3, so...
So you're an
Never mind.
47.
Guys, you got a probation. What's it gonna hurt?
Right.
We're begging you guys, come on.
It's probably gonna take y'all that long to make up your mind who you're gonna want to interview.
And you said you're short on time. It could be settled right now.
How many applicants?
So that's what, I mean, at least give the man a chance.
Yeah.
Just from neighboring
9
cities or towns?
from way 16 now. Okay.
Yeah, it's the
And there
same.
was
Double
the ones
digits.
that put out that everybody got to read.
Everybody here has faith in him. They don't know why you do.
And why don't you?
So now one of the 5 council members want to make a motion? Is that because you don't want the motion to be seconded and you don't want to reveal how you would vote?
There's 4 council members and 1 mayor.
There's 5.
The mayor already made his recommendation.
I don't vote as the clerk.
City clerk doesn't vote.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I said the mayor already made his recommendation.
Yeah. Not in this case,
He
thank
doesn't get to
goodness.
vote.
No, I don't get to vote anyways unless it's time.
Right.
Okay, let's do this one more time. After that, we're done with discussion. Mayor's recommendation, the chief of police position is Travis Miller. Do I have a, somebody back that? Okay, we'll move on. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, somebody in. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, take over.
No business. Did you ask for business?
Well, no, not.
Okay, we'll go back.
I want you to rest of the place. Nothing, you vampire.
Dave, when did you sneak in here? You've been here the whole time? Yeah.
I've been listening to your BS the whole time.
Well, you don't know anything about that.
That's true.
Yeah, so, yeah, it can be done, so. Thank you.
Hey, Chuck, I got a question for you. Because I see you over that corner lot regularly.
Oh, no, that's just people buying places.
I was just curious.
Doing a few enhancements.
Sorry about that. I asked.
Okay.
This is the fun part, though.
It's the normals.
We deal with these people all the time.
That ain't bad compared to some of the shit I've already been dealing with. Been a long day, huh? I'm ready done. I'm already done for today.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to council and department heads reports, please.
Really quick.
Yes, please.
So I just checked, they still haven't announced any 2024 grant recipients, so we're still just holding out things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katie.
You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Oh, yeah. That's just right home.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
I'd rather push the car.
Okay. So, yeah, as you guys see the police report, they got qualifications they should do qualifications next month. 19-4 is headed to taser instructor training in August. Free training for child interview in August, includes lodging.
It's good training.
Okay. All the employees are working in order. Cars have new decals. Choice School District was unable to obtain the SRO position. I know Katie put in for the COPS grant. Still working on that.
Yeah. So that SRO is,
It's the school resource officer.
so yes, no, I just want to, so that means that we do not have a position for an officer at the school, so,
Not right now,
yes, not right now.
unless we get the COPS grant.
COPS grant.
Is that how that works?
Yes, and then it would be part-time, unless they, well, I don't know what they're doing with their schedule.
How much is?
My understanding is they were not going to do it this year at all.
No.
The school?
Yeah.
They don't have the budget for it.
They do not have the budget for it, they did not get the grant, so they were not doing it at all. Not even if we
They
get a
don't
COPS
have
grant.
wiggle room.
We don't got no.
There's no wiggle at all.
So there, yeah,
Okay.
so
So
there is.
what happens with the COPS grant? Because you know more about
So,
COPS grant than I do.
First off, we did check the little box that says, are you financially destitute? So include who's.
Check.
Yeah, we're poor. So, a lot of times they won't make you do like the 75-25 match. They'll cover the whole thing, but you have to be able to pay for the fourth year. So if you guys just raffle a quarter.
The same thing we've been doing, the same thing we
Essentially-
would have done if we got the SRO
Right.
position.
So whatever, I think the school pays $15,000 a year It's gonna have to go up just a little bit, but if you guys
We would have to cover that.
budget
Instead.
for Michael's position,
So that's the $15,000 a year.
even if you said 20,
So-
then you have a little bit of wiggle room for, any sort of increases, I don't know.
Well,
We
fif-
can figure those numbers.
Yeah,
I'm not a number
50,000 a
person.
year, it's what, $60,000, so on the fourth year, that would be $15,000 more to cover a $60,000 pay, right?
But it's not just pay, we also have benefits.
Okay.
So we've got the numbers, we can figure that, that's looking at, but yeah, it makes it feel a little more. It's not just the way it is, that's what you need.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, we're just looking it up.
The musical festival's coming up along with the skate park. Everything's coming up this weekend for that. And the calls and the agency assists there. 65 calls for service and 4 agency assists on that. Well, I'll let you tell about that. I was going to say this weekend's rodeo too.
Oh yeah, this weekend is the Lyman Rodeo. And both apprentices are in it, they're both signed up for it. I'm going down for support. This will be the only time I'll be able to go down and see both of them.
Where's that?
It's in Townsend. So, because Dennis is gone, and so next year they'll both be in it and I'll be here. So, it's a cool opportunity to see both of them work, and I told them whoever wins this year gets the highest rank or highest score gets to sit in the front seat after Dennis is gone. So, they're pushing pretty hard against each other. Line's almost done. I mean, we got the new OCRs in last week. We've already got them hung. One of them is actually hooked up. The line's not energized yet, but we set another pole today across the highway right below Henson's house. We're going to actually bring that wire up from where it was. We're going to go another 5 feet in the air. So we'll have way over 22 foot of clearance for trucks and stuff like that coming off the hill. So that'll be one crossing that'll be way up in the air. I've been working with Ian Robertson, who's one of the Northern Lights engineers, on programming and getting all the equipment to new standards to match with EPA stuff. We do have an outage coming up the 25th to the 26th. We're taking an overnight outage. I think it's 10:30 at night to 6:30 in the morning. So we can actually pull the wire across the road and hook everything up. We're going to energize that line for a temporary until I think BPA has an outage scheduled for like August 13th or something like that, August 14th. But we want to energize our line so we can check phasing and make sure it's going to work before we put actual load on it. So we got to set a pole, do some work, run some wires overnight, and it'll be energized up once we come back online, and we'll be able to make sure it's going to hold, and we're not going to have any phasing issues when we go from the old stuff to the new stuff. So that's kind of where we are. We've just been busting our butt down there trying to work as much as we can with this heat we've had going on. So it has been hot. But Scott can tell you, every time he runs up to the shop, he sees us out there working. So it's not just him, I've been out there too. So, but that's kind of where we're at right now.
That's looking good.
And like I said, we got that pole set today, and we've got a couple more anchors, and one more to go the overnight outage, and that line will be done. So,
Is there any trimming that needs done for that outage? Do you have anything major that needs help with
no,
everything?
I think one of the other outages, because BPA's got 2 planned outages, one in August and one in September. The one in August is to remove the Northern Lights line going to, what do you call it, Asarco. That's all that equipment's getting de-energized and taken out. So that's going to be another overnight outage for sure. But one of the outages, we need to get rid of the tree that's at Wallace's, that dead tree that's hanging right there, and we've all seen it coming to town, right over those carvings. I need to get rid of that one. That's the only tree that needs to come out, but I don't think you can fall it.
No, that
I'm
needs
gonna
a
have to go
bucket.
in the bucket and do that. So that'll be in a later outage. I want to get this line energized, get everything going, and that way we're on the new system, not the old stuff. So.
Did you say 25th there's an outage?
25th to 26th.
25th, 26th.
25th and 26th?
25th to the 26th.
Is that
overnight?
So at night.
Overnight, yeah. It'll be 10:30 at night to 6:30 in the morning.
Can we get that out on Facebook?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't want to put it out 2 weeks ago when I planned it. I'm gonna wait until it's kind of close, so that way the 25th when it goes out, you don't have a million phone calls going, I didn't know anything about it. So we're probably gonna put it out either.
And
probably late this
regardless, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, this thing, during that outage, will not be answered because I will be working. So, that could be our
Just
problem.
let Susie Taylor know.
Yeah, she'll answer all the questions, so.
Not everybody's on Facebook, though.
Yeah. No, and Shara's usually pretty good about it, putting it out in our text system, right?
Yeah, you know, everybody that's, well, you know, that needs the electricity always calls certain lists. There's a certain list you call just to make sure.
The certain call media list,
Yeah. So.
Oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get a hold of it last night.
I got my little machine, actually, I got my generator.
Yep.
I will say it is possible to get a candidate that I feel is pretty good for less money because I put it 12 and a half on our pay cut down here. So I'm not saying Travis isn't qualified, but I'm saying that money's not always an option when you want to get away from a hellhole. So.
You're talking about Florida?
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, is it not here right now?
Yeah, but it's only like a
It's
month
not
here
wet
versus
and hot.
12 months there. So, and you're not swimming through it.
Snakes fall out of you.
Coldest I've ever been is in Florida.
The what?
Coldest I've ever been is in Florida.
On the beach?
Nope, Edwin Air Force Base.
Okay. So I've been on the beach at Patrick in 32-degree weather with that sea breeze coming through, and there is no amount of clothing and warming that you can do. That cold just soaks right through you.
Humidity, cold, snow.
River's West gear. Blocks 47 below zero weather.
I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going back.
Okay, we're moving on to Public Works. Council report.
So, I just did it super fast for you because I did not have much time today.
Sorry.
Most of, no.
I know you were doing it, but I
both understand. I'm still making the signs on the lock gate and things. No, so the last month has been pretty busy. We got the tensioners that we made for the shade cover worked awesome. We got
Looks good down there.
Yeah,
They look good.
It stretched out perfect. It worked out great. We've been keeping up on the bathrooms because obviously as the park gets busier, we got more stuff going on, people making messes. It's been a blast, I think.
Any top shelf yet this year?
What's that?
Any top shelf,
Upper deckers?
No, none of those. We did clean up some poopy footprints. I still have not put that together in my mind.
Splash that in diarrhea.
So figure that one out. Yeah, and then another big project we went in just, I think it was a week or two before the fall course we went in. They wanted to move a bunch of pads around. We put some gravel here and there, kind of helping with the trails. We hauled in some sand for them. I mean, we did a bunch of stuff with the fall guys, and they really appreciated it. I guess that was a big hit.
Any issues with timber weeds?
No, I guess everything went really well.
Even down here at the park, everything?
Yeah.
They're-
Yeah, there was no issues down there.
Nobody running around saying kids or anything.
What's that?
It was all good.
Yeah, it was, I mean, the next day after they all left, I mean, you never know they were there, so.
That's good.
No complaints.
Down at the park?
Yeah, well, they're camping down there.
They've been low maintenance considering the amount of people.
Well, they're all stones.
There was one year.
Well, I think
Few hobo wrappers, that's about it.
I think the first year they were down there, they were warned not to again, or they wouldn't be allowed back.
No, they were great. So we've been battling sprinklers, especially since it's gotten hot. Obviously, the sprinkler being on creek water, they get dirty. So we've been out there every time we see a brown spot, we go out there and clean them again. It's a never-ending battle. There was a spot where the bricks, I think, one of the sprinklers was hitting the bricks by the soccer ball there, and the bricks were kind of starting to shift, so we kind of had to restack them, readjust them, and resituate them before they fell over. That was 2 days before the 4th, but we got that done. We trimmed a bunch of sod, all the sprinkler control boxes, we painted them, all the critical areas. We've got to put the sprinklers around along the riverbank just because we don't have sprinklers over there, so we just kind of move the hose around. So that's one of the lower kids' jobs. But actually, Lynn helps us with that a lot too. We made a few more barricades because we weren't sure we were going to have enough for the fourth, so I think we only spent a couple $100 in lumber, 2x4s, and a little bit of paint, but we got plenty of barricades now for the next few years. Obviously, weed eating, mowing. We've been kind of helping. The mower kid, he's doing really good. I can't complain. He does a good job. He stays busy. There's a few spots that he kind of misses, so we've been coaching and kind of helping him out. The ACE, the apartments over here, we've got, so we've got to redo the floor in the bathroom in one, and the bathroom and the kitchen in another.
Yes.
Just the flooring or
Just the linoleum. Yeah, because there's linoleum in the kitchen and the bathroom.
Just from wear and tear, or did something
Yeah,
happen?
the one in the kitchen, it almost looks like somebody had a pan full of hot grease and like dropped the pan and it just melted the linoleum and made. Anyway, and in the bathroom, it's just wear and tear from wet towels and stuff. I think. So we got to. Well, we've already got the linoleum down there. We just got to get up here and do it. And the one apartment, the guys already moved in, but we'll just have to kind of work it around. So we got that project going on. We've been battling the air conditioner up on top of the roof. It keeps freezing up over the cop shop. So we tell them just leave it alone. It'll thaw out, and then we put the covers back on. But the next guy comes in and, well, it's warm up here. Let's turn the AC up.
It's just warm?
And then it refreezes.
It's just warm up there.
Anyway, so we've been battling that too. Big project. We had a water main leak down here on Riverside. It was one of the, so when Noble installed the course, they used what's called an Insta-Tight, where it just slips in there kind of like a shark bite. Well, if there's any little bit of deflection on the service line, it leaks. And you can see where it was tweaked pretty good like this, and they wrapped a bunch of duct tape, so it tells me it was leaking when it was installed.
They covered it up.
Yeah, they just tried to slow it down with duct tape.
Should get that fixed after I see you down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry I wasn't.
Oh, no. No, you were a busy man, it's all right, when you were in the zone.
Actually, we had a guy, we're down there in the hole trying to find this leak, and we're shoveling lead, and this guy pulls up and standing right on the edge, and he's like, hey, when you guys get a second, I need you to come shut my water off. I got to fix the faucet. It's like, we'll be right there. Give us a minute.
Back up.
Yeah, one thing at a time. So
it was hoped to not be found for 20 years.
Oh,
yeah.
20 years.
2007, it was installed. It's almost.
That's some good duct tape.
Yeah. we saved the cork. You could tell it started as just like a grip, and then just
just the force and the ground moving.
It just ate out the brass.
It was flowing pretty good when I seen it.
Yeah, and then working with the gravel pit thing. Still working with Colin on the sewer thing. The water project I haven't heard too much about, other than just that one last meeting.
Is that the one with Trisha?
RPA, the guy that always talks to us. Anyway, Chris,
yeah.
He called and he just said, yeah, everything's looking good, and we'll talk to him on the next meeting, so.
Oh, I talked to Colin with the Headworks about the whole power stuff.
the power.
We had that sorted out, so we had questions on where we're gonna run it, and so we can put it in his plan, and
It sounds like we're gonna combine this, where our sample building is for the composite sampler, we're just gonna combine that in with the Edwards building, so it'll all be one thing, so we're not trying to crowd it in.
Is there a bar screen in there?
Oh, what's that?
A bar screen?
A bar screen?
Yeah.
No.
Separate out your recognizable.
Well, the Headworks is gonna do that, we don't have any kind of screen.
Right, in the headworks, there's going to be a bar screen.
Well, it depends on the system you go with, because there's the roller style,
There's a few different styles in the meeting that we had to
Yeah.
say about what was going to happen down there.
Yeah, so unless, what's
Your bar screen rates it up into like either a belt press or a screw compactor.
That's all part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll scoop it up, and then we just gotta figure out, he was asking, well, do you guys want a garbage can, or are you gonna park a truck under it, where's the stuff gonna fall into?
Dumpster.
Yeah, and that's I told him, probably just a dumpster.
Get a dumpster.
Probably most
Cheaper.
Most expensive.
There, right now, a lot of engineers are pushing for a screw press that's made in Italy, and very problematic, and the support has to come from Italy, and it takes 3 months to get it from Italy to the United States, and the bell press is a foolproof system. They have a bell press over in Libby. Yeah, and it's been in use for decades, so it's been finely tuned. So, and you will not be reaching into a screw press to drag rags out as much as a screw compactor.
That's why I got 2 guys to work for me.
Your hand will be in.
Somebody needs to get in there.
Delegate.
Anyway, that's about it.
What's that? Then a lot of wastewater treatment jobs. And that was that one in Mammoth I was just on, that they had some problems getting that.
Okay, good?
Did the lawnmower kid hit the skate park for weed this week?
Yes, we can, we'll get it.
That looks pretty good.
Wait, priority list, remember? Yeah, priority list.
Yeah,
Cemetery?
No.
Too soon?
What would they like to have for bleachers? Because I have not heard anything.
I tried calling Ashley today, and she didn't answer. I did talk to Chris Bacon with Montana Skate Park Solution. I'll call him tomorrow.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be in town Thursday night, but we probably want to get an answer before then, so I'll try to track one down for you tomorrow morning.
Okay, that would be cool, because we kind of need to know what to do. We've still got the big bleachers out there on the field from the bandstand. We got to get those moved off, and I figured if we're moving them, we might as well set them up for the next crew. And then the other 2 ones are still, the 2 smaller ones are still sitting over in the pavilion.
Yeah, and I know they have a stage set up over there, but I'm not sure where they're going to set that up.
Okay.
So, I'll find out. I'll try to get old Zach McDougal tonight.
Okay.
Because that kind of has that up to Chris Bacon.
Nobody asked for it.
Yeah.
I have not heard a phone call at all yet. I haven't been asked, so don't worry about it. It's already too late.
Friday morning.
Nope.
But yeah, we'll spiff it up, make it look good, and then whatever they want for seating, we can try and accommodate in there.
Tailgate.
Yeah, tailgates.
Okay, good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else has a question?
Matters not on the agenda. Shut up.
So I talked to Matt Lower today with the growth policy or growth plan consultant, and he's going to be in town next week, so Thursday and Friday. So public meeting Thursday, 7 o'clock here. So we'll need to do if in case we have a quorum, to make sure that announce that.
Okay.
And then he's going to send a flyer to me, so I'll send that on, so everyone knows.
Here, right here.
That's when the meeting is.
In here.
Yeah.
And Thursday, was it?
Thursday at 7.
18th?
Next week.
Oh,
not
Next
this week.
Thursday,
Yeah.
not the 18th, it'll be.
25th.
So when they're gonna have the power out?
Our hours are about 10:30.
Okay.
We don't know by then.
Get out of here by then.
We got a generator.
Oh, yeah, this runs anyway.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, there's no power outages in this building.
No, it'll be,
Oh, that's true.
it'll be done by
I
then.
highly doubt we're gonna go till 10:30 at night.
No. And he'll, I'm sure he has facilitation abilities, so won't be a free-for-all. And then he's also going to be at the farmer's market with a booth, so people can stop in and talk to him there, so on Friday. So he'll have a flyer, like a digital flyer, so I'll pass that on to you, and then we can can put that on Facebook. And then the survey is still available. So he said there's 59 responses so far, and only one of them is a gripe section. And he said, this is great. This is like the best community I've ever worked with. It's all like this positive, upbeat, optimistic stuff. So great.
Unless you change jobs, huh?
Did I?
Did he, was he able to get over it, but still wanted to be part of that on the board?
I don't know.
Because that's why I gave you the Nathan numbers of the ones that still.
Oh, for him to contact them? Oh, I'll
Because he
I'll
said they
see.
needed them other people there, so that's
Yeah.
why I gave him the names, numbers of the ones that were still interested.
Okay.
And I had one of them ask me if that was still going on, and I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I'm, I have to
Okay.
refer to Shauna and, with Mike to see
Yeah.
if that's still in the plan, because that's the ones that said they.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have the planning board
Yeah.
together.
That's
to-
what Mike said too.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be good. That's it.
You want to have a discussion at all? Okay, did you see a presence down there today? Did you see the presence of an officer today? I had him go down and take a look.
I did.
Okay, and definitely you were right, the boat has been moved compared to what it was when our previous sheriff, or chief, had him move it. It definitely got something put back, so we'll be taking care of that.
What's new?
I'm driving down the road, I'm like, what the hell?
You're my favorite one.
And
So is that car-
that's why Dave came into the office, that's why he was gonna be here to discuss something, but he's not wanting to. But
Put it out front.
the next door neighbor, that is using this fence. Building crap up, I mean, it's all,
His fence is getting, yeah.
just precinct.
So the neighbor this way to Peppermint, they actually work in Sandpoint, and they could not find someplace to rent in Sandpoint, Bonners. And the only place they could find somewhere affordable was there at $1,700 a month.
Where at?
1,700?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Free for something.
The other side of
The other
Pepper.
side has runs of problems. His wife works in the
Across from
hospital,
the,
he works
or
in.
back behind the church.
He's a good kid.
It's crazy.
Is he?
And he started for $1,600. Oh, I talked to the guy that owned it.
It's crazy.
He's a good young man.
Okay, you good then? So what we talked earlier today, so we're good right now?
Did they check on that stake in the back they've been running over? And hit my fence
It was
again?
run over.
And they backed into my fence again too.
Yeah, on that part of it, there was nothing that the officer could do on it. There's no film, there's nothing like that to be able to prove that that was him unless he admits to that. But he did stop by, did knock on the door, he never answered, but he's gonna keep going back and try to get this situation taken care of again.
You can ask Casey Hyden to bed when he's there.
Oh, that's what he figured.
How would you know?
And thank you.
That's what the officer.
They're all yours.
He went out is he was in there, but he wasn't gonna answer the door, he can't just walk in on
Yeah,
that
that's the
type
power
thing.
company.
So he's gonna try to get back to him, and he's gonna keep going there until he does get to him to have that taken
To be
care of.
honest with you, he'll never answer the door. Sean, what's happening? He just hangs out, he comes out the back door and they knock on the front door. He runs out the back. They knock on the front, he runs out the back.
Okay. So if something doesn't get done, pretty soon he'll be part of the same group of people in town that are gonna have a little bit of issues.
And they're getting more people over there coming all the time.
Now we know.
A lot more. They come about 2 o'clock in the morning like a little beach.
It's new drugs in town.
Yeah.
There's a
That
shot.
light.
Huh?
Dude, that light.
That house is lit up every morning. I can wake up at 3 o'clock and that house is lit up. People, the court side is on, people are coming and going all the time.
Oh, you mean like they know when the officer's schedule is? And so-
Yeah, the light comes on at 10:30.
So we just had another fentanyl meeting at the school, and you got to actually stay and finish that one. But it's here, it's definitely, and it's the same people, and I mean, everybody knows who it is, and everybody knows when it comes in. If you pay attention to Troy, you know when the new shipment's here. So hopefully something gets done about that. We definitely got the county involved in this, so that's great.
There was some extra money in the STEP grant that can be used with the sheriff's office.
Is there? Cool.
So they can come out and do some interdiction stuff, yeah.
Okay.
So that meeting, just to let you know, Brandon said it was same shifts. His CI told him about that meeting Wednesday night. That's how fast it got.
From there?
Yeah. We were there on Tuesday, right? Monday or Tuesday?
24 hours. The house that was mentioned knows about it.
He wasn't lying to us then.
No.
That was a good
I thought he
test.
was lying to him, looking at everybody in that room. Yeah. I know everybody in that room, and I know what kind of people they are.
All it takes is one.
Somebody's just talking when they should be listening.
Well,
I want the situation that we have in this town controlled as best as possible, so I hope something comes out of what that meeting we were discussing the other night. I have a little bit more into it than a lot of people, why I don't care for the drugs being here. But
I don't think it's close to me. Well, there's
no,
like
I
7
understand.
people.
Oh, there's more than
I
that.
know, I was just trying to get
Yeah, I just want to see that.
It's close to home.
It kind of fascinates me too. I mean, just speaking, the voice as an opinion. People don't realize, watching the stuff that she went through. There's a process. You can't just go stomping all over people's civil rights because you think something's going on.
Yeah, you gotta know what's going on.
You can't do the same thing old West where you just go in there, guns blazing, and shoot everybody up, and take a picture on a stack of bodies.
I mean, you can do that once.
We get to go sit in the jail cell
We're
and
going
get
to clean
fed.
up this town. No, it don't.
You're supposed to have you fit and shoot out there. Before you
I hope something does come about it of what they're discussing. So
I would like to see it.
I know he was bummed that he left.
Who?
The drug enforcement agent that was there talking to us.
Brandon. Or detective, whatever his role is.
Detective, yeah.
He's a good guy to work with. He knows what he's doing. And
Who's that?
Brandon Pulser. He's really good. You can ask him questions, and he'll just be very honest with you. And he doesn't make you feel because I am the queen of stupid questions, and he was always just very gracious and helpful.
Go ahead.
We know that.
I have a question for you. Just kidding.
Anybody else have any comments? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'm adjourning this meeting. Sean is not it. Do I have a second?
I thought we were
It's not a
going
race
to
this time.
All in favor?
TJ wants to stay.
No. Oh, man, I was going to adjourn it no matter what.
You told that.
You're acting ready to do that.
There you go.
I'm gonna fax. Oh, that's good. But thank you guys for being so willing. You want us to hold them up somewhere else and bring the meeting so you move later? Yeah. All right. Maybe go in the store for sure.
You been waiting long enough? I'm getting out there no more.
Safe to go home before they try to catch us.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. You want to double check out there.
Load us all.
None of us saw, like, we came down here completely busy. Yeah. So I was like, oh, how's the dog? And she called to give me the play-by-play.
Good?
Huh?
You good?
Yeah.
Need anything?
I don't have everything ready, so
Just give me a
I will
holler.
be doing checks tomorrow, payroll check,
Yeah.
those kind of things and I'll let you know when they're ready and I'll just leave them on your desk for you guys.
Cool. When I get done working, I'll swing in.
Okay, sounds
Thank you,
good.
Paula.
All right.
So, boy, that was
What do you
fun.
want me to do with all those applications?
Well, I guess we're just going to go, back like we started.